Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Floss, back again with another video. And today we're going to do a quick unboxing of the brand new HTC One Max. Now, without even beating around the bush, this phone is a definite go. Shout out to everybody who got the HTC One and you like that phone, then you're definitely going to like this one. Alright, because this is a bigger and badder version of the HTC One. Same phone, just more beefed up. Alright, so let's get right into it. First off, let's talk about the presentation. Now, presentation ain't all that, but what I will say is the package is 100% recyclable. Alright, so for all you environmentalists, all you cats that drive Priuses and all that, then this is something that you'll like. But for me, if I'm spending $750, $800 on a phone, I like a better presentation, something more like the Galaxy Note 3 with the sleeves, you know, something like the iPhone 5S, a little more classy or whatever. But it is what it is. Like I said, I can't knock HTC for making 100% recyclable packaging. You know, sometimes you got to give back. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. HTC boom sound, Sprint 4G LTE, HTC ultra pixel camera, 1.7 gigahertz quad-core processor, and like I said, 100% recyclable material. So presentation, ain't all that, but it is what it is. Once you open it up, you get the actual device. Let's pull that out. This device is definitely huge. Huge device. Inside, everybody say it with me, you get the usual books and shit. No reason to even take that out the package. You get micro USB cable, and you get your plug to plug it in the wall. Now I like this new HTC plug. It looks a little bit better than the old one. You see it has the matte finish and the shiny finish. So if you're somewhere where people can see your plug, this is a nice looking plug. Alright, so that's everything you get inside the box. That's what it is. Now let's take a look at the actual device. Now of course I've been using this since last week, but I threw the sleeve back on just for dramatic effect. The actual device is huge. Alright, this phone is definitely huge. This is the biggest phone I had yet. And it just looks sexy. It looks sick. Now, y'all know I don't really like to talk about specs and all that too much. But since this is an unboxing, that's the only time I'm going to really get into specs. So let's run down the list of the specs real quick. Now, this is the Sprint version, 32 gigs on board. All right, now, I hear rumors that they're going to come out with a 16 gig version and all that, the international one. But if you go to Sprint, you only got one choice, the 32 gig version. And like I said, off contract, it'll run you $700. All right, so plus tax, you're looking at $750. 1.7 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon CPU. What does that mean? That means the phone is extra fast. All right, the phone is nice and fast, nice and smooth, just like the HTC One. You got a 5.9-inch diagonal display, 1080p HD. All right, so a lot of these phones coming out with giant screens, you know, they got to sacrifice a little bit and make it non-HD. But the HTC One, full 1080p HD display. All right, let's take a look around the actual phone now. On the side, you got your volume up and down. You got your power button. Now, anybody who's familiar with HTC, you know the power button is usually on the top. But with a phone this big, they couldn't put the power button on the top. Now, look, I got big, giant hands. And even me, look, you see, I could barely reach the top of the phone. If I'm holding it regular, I can barely reach the top of the phone. So it was a smart move for them to put the power button on the side. Now it's right there by your thumb. So as soon as you pick up the phone, the power button is right by your thumb. So that's a good look right there. So power, like I said, power button on the side, volume up and down. If you look at the other side, now you got this switch right here. If you look close, a little switch. What that switch does is opens the battery door. So you pop that switch down and you see the battery door opens up. So when you open up the battery door, you got a slot for your micro SD card. See, I got a little 16 gig joint in there. You got the SIM card. And you got the battery now. The battery is non-removable, but it's a huge battery. You won't have to take this battery out. It's 3,400 milliamps. All right, y'all heard me right. 3,400 milliamp battery. So no reason to even have to take that battery out because it's huge. So far, like I said, I've been rocking this phone for a minute. The battery hasn't died on me yet. Huge battery. On the back, you got some pins right here. So this way, if you get a dock, now, I see HTC coming out with some nice fancy desktop docks. So this is the pins right here that you're going to use to charge it. Or if they come out with some nice wireless charging stuff, it'll probably have to do with these pins right here. On the back of the phone, you got your 4 ultra pixel camera. the same one that's on the HTC One. Now I hear a lot of people saying 4 ultra pixel, that sounds kind of crazy compared to the Galaxy Note with 13 megapixel and all these cameras with, 10 megapixel, 20 megapixel, all that. Ultra pixel and megapixel is a big difference. If you don't know what the difference is, I'm not going to get into that right now. You could just Google it. But 4 megapixel is pretty good. Now, one thing I will say about the camera though, same as the HTC One, it's not the best at nighttime. Okay, the camera doesn't work that great at night, but in the daytime, it takes beautiful pictures, beautiful videos. All right, so you got the 4 ultra pixel camera, you got your flash, LED flash, you got your fingerprint scanner. We'll get into that in a minute. But one thing I will say about the fingerprint scanner, it's nothing like the iPhone 5S. All right, if you're looking for iPhone 5S fingerprint scanner with that responsiveness and that, as soon as you swipe it, it works every time. HTC, they didn't do a good job on that one. Now, I don't really even use the fingerprint scanner. I think it's just a nice little upgrade, just because, you got to upgrade something. But they could have made it a little bit better. But this is the first one from HTC, so whatever, I cut them some slack. What else we got? Okay, on the other side, like I said, on this side of the phone, all we got is that switch. That's it. On the top, you got your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. You got your IR blaster. For y'all cats, if y'all don't know what that is, if you look at the top of my phone, you see the TV. So I got my remote and everything set up with the TV. So that's the IR blaster right there, so you can use your remote. That's a definite good look right there. On the bottom of the phone, you got a little mic. You got your micro USB charging port. On the front, you got a 2.1 megapixel camera on the front. So the front camera is megapixel. You got a 2.1 megapixel camera in the front. You got your sensors, and you got your speakers with HTC boom sound. Now, a lot of people made a big deal because, HTC, they don't mess with Beats by Dre no more. They not rocking with Beats by Dre no more. But I will keep it 100% real with y'all. There's no difference. I don't get caught up in all the branding wars and all the name brand. Sometimes, people, they won't drink Pepsi, but they won't drink a C&C cola, but they'll drink a Pepsi, and meanwhile it tastes exactly the same sometimes. That's the same thing when it comes to boom sound and the Beats by Dre. Same difference. All right, the speakers sound exactly the same as they do on the HTC One. Sound exactly the same, nice and loud, a lot of bass, and trust me, speakers on the front is the best placement to put speakers. That I don't know why a lot of other phones don't copy this design, but this is the best place to put speakers out on the phone, in my opinion, is on the front. Because 9 times out of 10, when you're watching the phone, if you're holding it and you're watching a YouTube video or something, you're holding it like this. Especially a big phone like this, you're not going to be holding it like this. You're not going to be holding it with 2 fingers because you're not, worried about covering up the speakers. You're going to be holding it like this. So now you got your speakers in the front with stereo sound. All right, so that's a definite good look right there. If you look at the phone is running Android 4.3 Jelly Bean, which is the latest software out. And it's also running Sense 5.5, which is the latest HTC Sense out. Now, what's the difference from that? I keep getting all these notifications. What's the difference from Sense 5.5 and Sense 5.0? It's little minor details here and there. We'll get into that. When I do the real review, we'll touch base on all of that stuff. But as you can see, I'm rocking Blink Feed. Now, when I use Blink Feed, most of the time I just use it for the stuff like this, for TV. Like, I don't really use it for the Facebook and all that other stuff. I really use it for TV. But the Blink Feed on this, it works great. As you can see, let me put something different on here. Let's slide over. Let's put Facebook. So we'll update. So now I got all my Facebook statuses, all my friends' posts and pictures and all that. Whatever. But I usually just use it for TV. But Sense 5.0 is a definite go. I'm definitely feeling that better than TouchWiz. The phone itself, though, no lag at all. Y'all know that's a kind of test when you want to check out if your phone lags or not. Just do this. Now, you already know if you got a Galaxy Note, it's going to hiccup when you do that. But HTC makes the smoothest Android phones out. Now, anybody who watched my videos, y'all already know that before the Galaxy Note 3 came out, the HTC One was my favorite Android phone of all time. The best Android phone, really the only Android phone to this, to that date that you could say was 100% as smooth as an iPhone 5. 100%. Now, don't get me wrong. The LG and the Nexus and all that, those phones are smooth. I had those ones too. Those phones are nice and smooth. But something about the HTC One, it was just super duper smooth. No lag, no hiccups at all, ever. And I'm talking about running all these apps in the background. I don't know how much I'm running right now. 4 apps, running everything in the background. And the phone is still super smooth. Like I said, I'll go into all of the software features and the camera. We'll do all of that in the real review. Right now, we just unboxing and see what it looks like. Now, let's do a little size comparison. I got some other phones right now. And just to give you an idea exactly how big this phone really is. Here goes an iPhone 5. Upside down iPhone 5. Let's open this up. Look at the size difference compared to the iPhone 5. Can't even really fit this in the whole camera. Alright, giant compared to iPhone 5. Let's take a look at compared to the HTC One, which was my favorite Android phone for a minute until the Note 3 came out. Alright, look at that. As you can see, it's towering over the HTC One. This phone is giant. Alright, let's take a look at something else. Like, let's see our Galaxy S4. I got my S4 right here. Let's pull up the S4. Way bigger than the S4. Now the one that you all want to see though, the Galaxy Note 3. How much bigger is it than the Galaxy Note 3? Well, let's pull out my Galaxy Note 3 right here and find out. Now my Galaxy Note 3 battery is about to die, but look at the difference in the size. If you lay them down flat, you can see the HTC One is a lot bigger. I mean, this phone is just huge. It's a lot taller. But if you put them side by side, pretty much the same thickness. That's how it looks from the back. But if you stand them up, this is how much difference it is in the height. All right, so we'll put them even. This is the difference in the height. So the HTC One Max is just a huge, giant phone. All right, so anybody who liked the HTC One, and, you know, just like me, my main problem I had with the HTC One is I was like, you know, the Galaxy Note 2 is just bigger. At the time, that's, you know, before the Galaxy Note 3 came out, the HTC One was my favorite phone, but I just wished it was a little bit bigger. So now we got the HTC One Max. Is this going to be my new favorite phone? Well, that remains to be seen, because, you know, I really do be rocking the S Pen a lot. You know, so without the S Pen, you know, who knows if it's going to be my favorite phone or not. But right now, it's running super smooth. Like I said, I've been using it since last Tuesday. The battery never died on me yet. This is how much battery I got right now. I took this off the charger. It's 650 right now. I took this off the charger at, let me see, maybe 12 o'clock this afternoon. I took it off the charger. So the battery on this phone is huge. You see I got big giant hands. I could barely touch my thumbs around. So like I said, if the power button was on the top, that would be kind of whack. Power button on the side, right where it needs to be at. One thing about this, like I said though, the fingerprint scanner, I'm not really feeling. I'll set it up real quick for y'all just so you can see how it goes. But fingerprint scanner, not the best. Alright, so let's check the fingerprint scanner right now. This is how you set it up. So you tap one finger, and it's going to ask you to swipe the back. So you swipe. Once you swipe, you're going to hear a vibration. Okay? It's going to tell you to swipe again. Swipe again. Every time you swipe, it's going to tell you to vibrate. So it's, you know, setting it up. Okay, my bad. I just hit the power button by accident. Let's keep doing that. Set it up. See, I'm doing this live, y'all. And let's cancel. Let's try that again. All right, let's try that again. All right, so we're going to hit the finger that we want to set up. This is a way more difficult than the iPhone setup, but we'll try it anyway. Okay, I heard the vibration. Heard the vibration. Heard the vibration. Heard the vibration. Okay, fingerprint set up successfully. Now let's see if it actually works. We're going to set up a password real quick, just in case. Okay, so now I set it up. I set my password up. Now, one thing you can do with this is you can set it up to just swipe and unlock the phone, or you can set it up to assign an app to quick launch. So when you swipe, it'll take you straight to, if you set it up to your web, you can swipe it, let it set up to take you straight to your camera, set it up to take you straight to Facebook, whatever you want. All right, so now let's see if it actually works. So now power the phone off. Now, when you go to unlock, it's going to ask you for your fingerprint. So let's just swipe the back. Okay. Nope. 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 And now we got to put the code in. So one thing I will say, now I got it to work. It's all about the angle. It's all about how you set it up. It's all about how you get used to doing it. I got it to work a couple of days, for a couple of days straight, but it's real iffy. I'll say if you pull your phone out 10 times, out of the 10 times, the fingerprint scanner is going to work 3 times. It's going to work flawlessly. The rest of the times, you're going to have to put your code in manually. So that part right there, I'm not really feeling. Okay, let me put my code in real quick. I'm not really feeling that. Okay, see, so a lot of times you're going to have to put the code in manually until you really get used to doing the fingerprint swipe. Personally, I'm just going to leave it off because I don't got time to keep, playing around with that. But who knows? If you practice it and you get 100% used to it, who knows? Maybe it'll work better. But like I said, it's nothing like iPhone 5S. Now, as far as accessories goes, I'll throw the link on under the description. I got one case so far from Amazon. I don't even remember the name of it. What is this? Amzer. I don't know. This is a little cheesy case I got. This case ran me about $6 or something. I ordered a bunch of nice ones, so I'm waiting for those to come. But in the meantime, we got this TPU style case with a little glossy finish to it. So let's drop that on here. One thing I do like about this case, it has cutouts for everything. Let's drop this on. Okay. As you can see, now you have your power button, volume up and down. You have your cutout for your micro USB. Have your cutout for your battery door, which I don't know why, because you can't take the battery door with the case on, but who knows. You got your cutout for your fingerprint, your camera, your 3.5mm headphone jack, your IR blaster. Now, one thing I will say, the fingerprint scanner worked a little bit better with the case on it. Because without the case, you can't feel the difference between the camera and the fingerprint scanner. So a lot of times you're going to wind up going like this and swiping right over your camera. And after a while, you're going to get a whole bunch of fingerprints on your camera. So with the case on it, when you're holding the phone like this, when you pull the phone out and you hold it like this, with the case, you can kind of feel that line between the camera and the fingerprint scanner. So it made it a little bit easier to swipe. Matter of fact, let me try this. Let's see if I can do this one more time. Let's try this. Nope. 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 Now, one thing I will say, I am sitting in a funny position, and I rushed to set it up. So, who knows? That could be it. But, whatever. Not really digging the fingerprint scanner too much. But overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, fresh out the box, I'm giving the HTC One Max, I'm giving this phone a solid 10. Like I said before, if you like the HTC One, then you definitely going to like the HTC One Max. And the HTC One, in my opinion, is a 10. It's one of the best phones that, even to this day, the HTC One is still one of the best phones out. The HTC One Max is exactly the same, but just a little bit better, because it's a little bit bigger, has a new sense on it, has a new OS, newer version. So it's just like a little bit beefed up. So, if you like the HTC One, then you definitely going to like the HTC One Max. There's no doubt about it. Phone is giant. All right, giant screen phones. All right. Now, I will do the real review next week. I'll show y'all all of the software tricks, and I'll show you the camera, and we'll get heavy into it. But like I said, right now this is just a quick unboxing, so that's what it is. Shout out to everybody that rocking me on Facebook, Foursquare, Twitter, Google+. Shout out to all the Google gangsters. I see y'all holding down that Facebook page. Shout out to everybody hitting me up on Voxer. And a special shout out to everybody rocking with me on Instagram. Y'all know that's where we at, full time, 100%, full throttle. All right? It's your boy Floss. I'm going to catch up with y'all on the next trip. All y'all haters, all y'all trolls, go eat a fucking dick. I'm out. Deuces.